Well, hello again friends, if you are watching, thanks for joining. I know this was a pretty short notice stream, so if you have made it, thanks very much. I was looking to do a bit of Ortho and stuff like that tonight, so I wasn't actually planning on flying, otherwise I'd have set this up a lot earlier. But I had a look online, saw that Birmingham was online and thought, oh, we haven't been there. I think I've only been there once, and one twice before. It's a nice short sector, so let's try and make the most of the coverage that is online. So here we are, stand 124 at Dublin, where we left off yesterday, ready for our trip to Birmingham. So it should be a flight time of approximately 50 minutes. That sounds like quite a long time. Airborne 1940-2030. Block time of 1 hour 18 minutes. So let's have a look at the weather as we get into the aeroplane. It's looking pretty interesting in... oh no, Birmingham's alright, light rain. Haven't had a look at the forecast, but it's a long old list. So, anyway, here we are. GVRYR again. Abbreviated or sort of rapid startup for the sim. Battery can come on. Emergency exit lights can go on. Belts can stay off because we're going to probably need about a ton of fuel, maybe a little bit more. These position lights are on steady and we can apply AC power. Let's get the IRSs aligning. They are aligning, we can pop the oil damper on, leave the pumps off. Electrics are fine, cabin utility IFEs on, leave the voltmeter as is. Panel lights have turned up. I'm going to put the dome light on as well, just in case it does get dark on the way. As I said, belts off, diff pressure 0. Hydraulic pumps go on, window heat can go on. How are we doing with frames? It feels a bit laggy, but we're on 3.0. Trim air, set the upper overhead, and we'll leave the APU bleed off. So, our cruise this evening is 270. And it's 350 feet to Birmingham. As you can see there, a bit of a long flight time considering it's pretty short arrival. One thing I do need to do is just double check. Well, that was just me getting a flight plan. Very short route. En route, we're going to have, it's going to be 50 minutes, we're going to have 2 hours fuel, so we've got 1 hour 8 minutes. Our alternate, you may have noticed, was Manchester. And that's the abbreviated upper overhead done. Have I got anything off that? No. So, let's move down. We'll brake to RTO and test. Lower DU to hydraulics, which we have. 2000 set, radios are set. Dublin ATIS is set. Check the takeoff config horn. Flap indicator matches and the gear is down. So we are meant to be off blocks in 13 minutes. So let's get the payload. For the OFP. Oh, I don't know why I did that. So we've got 116 packs. 116. Blue button for passengers. Male and female weigh the same, don't worry about it. Let's put 1 to 50 up front. Let's put 1 to 8, 9 at the back. I think in reality the front run's okay. So that gives us 1539. No, 129 is what we need. Really matters. Payload of about 11.7. Zero fuel weight of 57.2 is what we expecting. That's interestingly low, 54. A payload of 11.7. Zero fuel weight correct, 57.2. Mind, it is what it is. We can actually move some of that back, so let's put 250 here. 2289, see what we get. It's a bit too far back. So let's try 500. Something like that'll do. That is good enough. So fuel wise, we need 4.4 tons. So we've got 2986 on board. We've requested 4.4. Let's get the fuel on the way. And let's get the punters on board as well. So the tower is not on. Hello again, Entity. Sorry I didn't see your message. It's the first time I've just looked off screen at the side there. Thanks for joining. So I'm going to have a think about the weights again and try and figure out why they're still not quite matching. I thought I'd got those sorted out. So, I'll try and put as much information as we can in because it's a pretty short sector. And if we just have a look at the cruise winds, are we expecting massive headwinds? So we're heading east and we are getting winds now 10529. Well, that's not massive. Just wondering, it just seems to be 50 minutes seems to be like a long time in the cruise for this trip. I know it's a little bit further away than Manchester, but it's not much further. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's have a listen to the ATIS. So we've got everything we need there, nice and quick. 015 set. So let's have a look at what we're going to expect for departure. DEXEN to Echo. I think all of the Dublin departures are flight level 9 0 initially. Of course we need the Collinstown VOR, we do. And I'm just loading up the airport chart, takeoff minimums, parking stands, that's that done. And then arrival, chase 2 Delta, that's pretty much the only arrival. Chase 2 Delta from AMPIT, chase. None of those are applicable for us, so that's the only arrival, so we're pretty confident we're going to get that. Probably be vectored relatively early. So, NDB ILS runway 33 at Birmingham. We'll have a look at that in a bit. Have a look at the airport chart, parking stands, and that's my iPad prepped and ready to give you something better to look at. So, our fueling is complete, so we can get that on. We can pop the pumps on for the APU. And actually we've got more than enough time to start getting ready and prepped. So we've got 4420, And there's no additional holding fuel or anything like that, just our standard alternate. Our alternate is 27 minutes and then our final reserve fuel is 30 minutes, so we'll have to keep an eye on the fuel if we do end up experiencing any delays. So the IRS is clearly ready to go. Onto the FMC, nav data is correct. Echo India Delta Whiskey, stand number 124. GPS left into the IRS position, it will load up. And we are going to echo copy Bravo Bravo on a 7 Delta as usual. And I'm not even going to bother loading it up, it's probably going to be quicker just to type it in. So route wise we are off to DEXEN. Then upper Yankee 124 to AMPIT. And then that's it. So I'm happy to pop the Chase 2 Delta because there's no other way for us to get anywhere near Birmingham. And we will notice runway 10 here. And there is only one DEXEN departure from this runway, so I'm happy to load that up and expect the clearance. So it's 099098 for the runway, and Dublin, not that we needed, but 118 gives us DEXEN as a waypoint. And it's 31.8 DME away from Dublin VOR, so pop those on. And who do we need to speak to? So approach is 121.1. Then who are we going to speak to after that? Probably departure 129175. Good, I've got that tuned. The airport elevation is 242. 12. Oh look, 10 out 1252. Right, I'm not going to call that guy back, but I need to turn on the audio for you guys. I do apologise, the stream seems to be dropping off pretty badly. No idea why that is. I'll have to look into that. Because of network issues. Approach is clearly going to be busy as well, so we'll then get back to that guy. While we're waiting, you can get these plumbed in. So we're going up to 27, so it's going to be 200. 150. 100. So 135. 18. 143. 19. 33. 5.
Not above 1500 feet, QNH 1015, you can direct to Israel 10 major port approach.
So I think it's going to be 070 because it's 6,000 under Birmingham, and I think 1017. So
good day,
good for us.
Dublin Control. This is North Shuttle 7 with you. Passing 8,000 for 7,000. North Shuttle 7, Dublin approach low identified. Continue.
So 54.8. I'm going to write that down. I just wonder why. So we are quite a bit lighter.
Runner 31, leading taxi Delta, November, and 124, Vulkan.
Just zoom in so you guys can see that. Tripping taxi, all the twos. Reserves 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Cost index of 6 as ever. 270. Top of climb is 190.6. 29. Exit deviation is -4.
161, vacate here, you know the list.
Exit in Sierra 2 as we speak, sir.
And onto the performance. Fine at the moment. Okay, well, like I said,
No shuttle 7.
it just keeps dropping off and going orange and yellow. So I've got no idea why that is. It's normally pretty steady my stream. Don't get it. But then I'm not tip top up on the stream. How about, you know, like the theory behind it. So I think we are about 2 tons lighter.
Confirm left 180, descent 3000 feet, aircraft Bravo.
Echo Golf Bravo left 180 degrees, descent to altitude 5000 feet.
Left 180, descent 5000 feet, aircraft Bravo.
So what I am going to do is do the performance from... This guy's busy tonight. I don't think they like doing Sierra 5, so if we do it from Sierra 6 and from the full length.
Now is approaching the Whiskey 1 hold.
Emirates 161 Roger, cross on right 34 down Foxtrot, hold short of link 2.
From 34, Foxtrot, hold link 2.
So from Sierra 5, 19, 53 meters.
Echo Golf Bravo, turn left, heading 120 degrees.
Left 120 degrees, Echo Golf Bravo.
Seabird 9982, turn left 130 degrees, cleared island approach for runway 10.
Turn left, heading 130 degrees, cleared island approach for runway 10, motor 4 established, Seabird 982.
So Sierra 5 is... Oh no, Sierra 5, I put Sierra 5, not Sierra 6. Anyway, I've done it now.
Ryder 330, taxi Charlie, Foxtrot outer, hold short of link 5.
It's 1953. That gives 26,
Ryder 330, taxi Charlie,
36.
Foxtrot outer, hold short of link 5. Charlie, Foxtrot Alpha, hold short link 5, in that particular.
So Sierra 5, Sierra 6 is 2156.
Here 333, Bravo Pop, I'd like to pick up for clearance to Echo India, Kilo Whiskey. November 333, Bravo Pop,
2239.
Tower 09118.
Oh, great.
Dublin low identified, Fancied 1 Romeo for runway 10 in Dublin, descent now, flight level 150.
Fancied 1 Romeo.
Right, let's listen into tower. Sorry about this, guys. But as always, VATSIM delays are inevitable. 2156 for Sierra 6. V1 is 131, 135, and 140, and then full length. Full length we get 22, 59. 136, 137, and 139.
Radio check.
Goodness.
Okay. Stand 6 on the pass message, Captain. Stand 125, hotel on board, cleared to knock.
That'll be him then.
Stand 6 on top, you're cleared to Connaught. It is the Zurich 6X departure runway 10, squawk 6623, airport frequency 129.175.
Clear to Connaught, Zurich 6, Echo departure, runway 10, 6623 in the box, and 129.175 on departure, Ryanair 65.
Stand 6 on top, bank card, call me ready.
Hello,
Everybody else is waiting. So I'm going to plan for Sierra 6. It's 22. 39.
I would like to pick up an IFR clearance for practice side approach runway 16 Echo Charlie Mike.
It's a flap 5 departure. Wind is 08013. 3000 on the acceleration. Dry runway. 5.5, so we might as well do all of this while we're waiting for clearance.
Runway 16 is for the west apron, is it? I believe so,
I'll tell you what, we don't need the logo on, do we? It's still daylight. So I've got 131, 135, 140.
Delta 562, request taxi.
Delta 562, no position.
Target A, Speedbird, 992, implies Dallas, runway 10.
Speedbird 9982, runway 10, cleared land service 10.
So they're all sat down. We're already late. Let's get the AP on. Get the airplane secured and ready.
Papa, holding short runway 10.
Surprisingly busy. All of a sudden as well.
Spider 1 Papa 1 flap.
Ryanair 65 Papa ready to push inside.
Ryanair 65 Papa push inside approach release point Bravo QNH 1015.
Push start approved to Bravo and 1015 Ryanair 65.
Echo Charlie Mike.
So he's going back there.
Position contact Dublin 121.1.
Dublin 1000 feet, Dublin 121.1, Echo Charlie Mike.
Ryanair 1 Papa runway 10 line up and wait.
Runway 10 line up and wait, Ryanair 1 Papa.
Delta 562 taxi link 3. Right turn onto Foxtrot. Sorry, you facing north or south?
Oh, come on, buddy.
Affirmative, facing north.
Delta 562 thanks, taxi link 4, Mike 1, hold short, runway 16.
We're going to continue on the runway MVK at the next left.
Stripper 990, thank you, Sierra 2, Whiskey 1, hold short, runway 16.
Sierra 2, Whiskey 1, hold short, runway 16, Stripper 990.
Ryanair 33 kilo, hold short, link 5, taxi 212. Ryanair 32 kilo, taxi Papa 1, cross runway 16, Whiskey 3, hold short, Whiskey 2. Papa 1, cross runway 16, Whiskey 3, hold short, Whiskey 2, Ryanair 33 kilo. Ryanair 1, Papa clear, take off, runway 10, surface.
Get the APU bleed on.
2 degrees, 13 knots, and after departure, 129, 175, bye-bye.
Let's get all the doors shut.
Clear for takeoff, runway 10, and after departure, 1290, decimal 175, Ryanair 1 Papa, thanks, bye.
And
Spirit 9982, welcome to Dublin Whiskey 1, hold short, runway 16.
we're going to connect first.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up. Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Oh no, we don't need to do that. So he's already driving up.
Roger, break, echoing, echo, call, Bravo, your frequency.
Echo Golf Bravo, 3 mile final.
Thanks, continue, Ryanair jet traffic just on the road, service wind 082 degrees, 13 knots.
Traffic flight, continue, Echo Golf Bravo.
Speedbird 9982, taxi crossway 16, hotel 1 and hold short link 4.
Cross runway on the hotel 1, hold short link 4 to Speedbird 982.
Echoing, echo, call, Bravo, clear land, runway 10, surface wind 082 degrees, 13 knots, plan to gate CO2.
Just waiting for our departure.
Plan vacate to Echo Golf Bravo.
So flight director's on. Let's get 140 set.
Confirmed, my taxi is rotating.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Straight ahead onto link 4, then it's Mike 1 to hold short of runway 16.
Link 4, Mike 1, hold short 16, Delta 562.
Runway 33 kilo, continue, Whiskey 2, right
Oh boy.
Sierra to Sierra 7, hold short, runway 10.
We'll find a gap.
Jet Roger, Whiskey 2, Royal Sierra, 7, Old Short, 10, and 32 kilo. Sabre 9982, taxi right, Foxtrot, link 2 to stand 403 Charlie.
Here even is 40.
Foxtrot, link
Okay,
2,
can't
403 Charlie, Reaper 9982, thanks.
Good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta.
Star Shuttle 7, continue, surface wind 080 degrees 13 now. Roger, continue, Star Shuttle 7. Ryanair 7 Delta, parallel, pass message.
Ryanair 7 Delta 737-800 information kilo QNH 1015 stand 124. Request departure clearance to Birmingham, please.
Ryanair 7 Delta cleared to Birmingham, it's the DEXEN 2 echo departure off runway 10, Squawk 6620 and airborne frequency 129 and decimal 175.
Clear to Birmingham, DEXEN 2 echo runway 10 squawk 6620 airborne frequency 129 and decimal 175 Ryanair 7 Delta.
Ryanair 7 Delta correct.
Cool. So that's us 6620. We are cleared on the departure. There's only one of those to go. We are effectively ready to go. Pumps on. And let's call up ready. 107 Delta stand 124 request push and start.
Ryanair 7 Delta, hold position, I just have one company to pass from right to left behind, I'll have push very shortly.
Thanks, holding Ryanair 7 Delta. At least he knows we are waiting. So, that's 10 minutes late, even though we had a bit of time. It's amazing what happens when it gets busy, and you can't really fault the controllers. They've got a huge amount to think about.
5 Papa ready for taxi.
65 Papa taxi, link 5 Papa 1, hold short, runway 16.
Link 5 Papa 1, hold short, runway 16, Ryanair 65 Papa.
Ready for him to tell us to
Nor
ready to
shuttle
push.
7, runway 10, you're cleared to land. The surface wind 080 degrees above 3 knots.
Roger, clear to land, runway 10, Royal Shuttle 7.
Ryanair 7 Delta, after the company from right to left behind taxis, your push and set approved to took place point Bravo, QNH 1015.
After the company passes, cleared to push and start tug point Bravo, QNH 1015, Ryanair 7 Delta. Cool.
Echo India, Echo Golf Bravo, exit the double taxi, whiskey 1, hold short, runway
So
16.
we can get the cabin secure.
There's a light aircraft park Bravo for yourself.
Yours was meant before the departure would have received your full attention as the safety is paramount here at QAs.
Good. Cabin secure.
560, just come the wrong taxi.
We have got 2190.
Onto runway 16 and left onto whiskey 2.
2210.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Tug point Bravo is
and whiskey 1.
Whiskey 2, so just the taxiway to your
Tug point
right.
Bravo
Onto one in
is
front of you, just one
here
right.
ish.
Understood, okay. Whiskey 2.
I'll do this.
Yeah, if you got whiskey 1, there's a TBM just in front.
I don't know if they are
just line
marked in
him,
reality.
taxi Whiskey 2 and hold short of taxi.
Tow connected and bypass pin and service. Release
Rick, good to
parking
see you
brake.
again. Thanks for joining. So we have been cleared.
Wait, runway 10.
Company's passed. Brakes off.
Starting pushback. And you may start engine.
1932. It's a bit of a long push, so we're not going to start the engines just yet. But we're finally on our way, and it's going to be sod's law that it will be quiet at Birmingham when we get there now. Birmingham is well and truly lit up,
Taxi Whiskey 1, hold short, runway 16.
so I think somebody's being trained on approach, so it'll be fun. And Birmingham's ATIS is 13602, so let's get that tuned up.
And Tower Giga 333, Bravo Papa, line to pick up on or to Echo India, Kilo Whiskey. November 333, Bravo Papa, hello, standby 1. Delta 562, see that Ryanair traffic just off your left side there?
Follow it.
Yep, confirm follow traffic. Yeah, you can follow him all the way to Sierra 7, hold short, runway 10. Roger, thank you.
That assumes that he knows where he's going, doesn't it?
Papa Taxi, Whiskey 2, Sierra 7, hold short, runway 10.
don't get it wrong.
Whiskey 2 Sierra Sierra 7, hold short 10, Ryanair 651.
It's quite cool when it's busy. So let's max off, start engine number 2.
175 to take off. How are we going to take off now? 0 in 3 taker. Echo Golf Bravo taxi left onto runway 16. Sorry, cross runway 16, hotel 1, then it's
Just zoom in so you guys can see. So 25 is the additional, is the ideal start point. We've got oil pressure, but anything above 20 if it's max motoring. So if it starts to peak at 25, you can, you know, so it starts to peak at 23. Depending on wind, altitude, you can apply the fuel a bit earlier. To the start, about 56%, starter cutout.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Here the cutout, valves closed, starter cutout, brake set. And yeah,
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
There. 246, stable, start engine number 1.
November 323 Bravo Pop, departure clearance when you're ready. Go ahead, 3 Bravo Papa. Number 3 Bravo Papa, after departure runway 10, it's a left turn heading 360 degrees, climbing to altitude 3,000 feet, squawk 6604, and your airport frequency 129.175.
25% fuel's on.
Okay, after departure off 10, left turn 360.
Picking up nicely.
Altitude 3,000, 6604 on the squawk, and frequency 129.175.
November 323 Bravo Papa, correct.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
2 stable engines.
202.
So before taxi flow. Holding on the pin.
Dublin Tower, good evening, it's Rouge 1087 with you, currently 10 miles back now, that's 10 low approach, speed 180 until 6.
That's good. We have the pin, so flap 5.
1 to land and 1 to depart, surface wind 080 degrees, 13 knots, and I have your after touch and go instructions when you're ready.
Okay, go ahead for Rouge 1087 and check to you for 10.
Rouge 1087, after the touch and go, it's to fly
So
runway
flight control check.
flight level 90.
Full forwards. Full
Full
off.
flight level 090 for
Full
Rouge
left.
1087 in the nest.
Full right.
Ryanair 6,
Left.
correct. Ryanair 6, Papa Sierra 6 is available if you can accept it.
You say 06.
Hold there for 2 minutes, last possible 65 Papa.
Cool. I don't really like 5 for some reason.
Sorry, able for Sierra 6?
Hey, Prime, we can take it, we just need a couple of seconds.
Ryanair 6, Papa Sierra 6, runway 10, line up white.
We're going to hold on to the hour 6, 2 minutes, Ryanair 65 Papa.
Roger.
Good comms. It's good to tell him nice and early. Okay, before taxi checklist. So, generators on, no lights, APU is off, start switches both continuous, probe heats on, anti-ice not required, no visible moisture in the temperature is just on 10 degrees anyway.
Papa Kilo, all the way to the end, Echo 1.
Air conditioning, 270 set, bleeds auto, correction, packs auto, bleeds on, isolation valve, auto, flap 5, green light, stab trim 5.5 required, 5.5 set, flight controls checked, recalls checked, we are ready to taxi. Ryanair 7 Delta, stand 124, request taxi.
Ryanair 7 Delta taxi, link 5, Papa 1, hold short, runway 16.
Link 5, Papa 1, hold short 16, Ryanair 7 Delta. It's interesting, it's straight ahead, so we could have gone release point Romeo. Doesn't really matter.
4 Papa Kilo, it's Bravo 1 to stand 407 Lima. Bravo 1,
So clear left, clear right, back forwards, brakes off, configs checked, and we are finally off. We should have been taking off in 2 minutes, so we're not going to be too delayed.
Tower 333, Bravo Papa is on the...
And we've done the performance from Sierra 6, so we can go from there.
November 333 Bravo Papa, taxi apron 6, then it's Delta November, onto Fox Outer, hold short link 5.
Okay, link 6, Delta November, then Fox Outer.
So straight ahead, Papa 1,
3 Bravo Papa.
off towards the runway, and we've been given a hold short 16. So if anyone else is watching, please say hi. It says there's a couple more people. I see 4 at the moment. I saw 5, 6 a couple of minutes ago.
10 to surface wind 08, clear degrees 13 knots.
Here's 1087, clear touch and go runway 10.
So it's the second left, not a proper left, but sort of bearing left here. It's link 5, Papa 1 ahead there, and the runway.
Double tower rouge 1087, we'll take this to the low approach.
Roger, clear to approach runway 10, surface wind 080 at 13 knots.
Single approach 10, rouge 1087.
May not notice that we are down here.
7 Delta cross runway 16, and it's Whiskey 3, Whiskey 2 to Sierra 7, hold short runway 10.
Cross runway 16, Whiskey 3, Whiskey 2, and hold short runway 10, Sierra 7, and we are able, Sierra 6, Ryanair 7 Delta.
7 Delta, Roger, clear, 6, hold short runway 10.
Thanks very much, hold short, Sierra 6, 10, Ryanair 7 Delta. Not that it makes much difference, but
Ryanair 6 5.
if he was sequencing us
Approaching
for a reason,
1
then
6.
Runway 10, it is just a low approach.
then it just gives him. We could take it from there. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't make a huge amount of difference in time. We've done the performance. I'm not going to change it now. So it just gives him a bit of extra information. If there were, if there were, let's say, 2 bigger aeroplanes down there, he'd probably want to get us in between them. Hello, JB. Good, thanks. How are you? Would have been a bit better if we'd have been able to get quicker, get going a bit quicker, but never mind. So Whiskey 3 left and then right onto Whiskey 2 on the Sierras, and then Sierra 6, which is cunningly not labelled correctly. So again, apologies if the stream is getting sketchy. It looks like it's dropping down to 4, now it's gone up to 7. So I set it to 6. No idea if that's something going on with my network or if OBS is just playing up, but if it does get a bit jittery and stuff, I do apologise. I haven't done anything different, so not quite sure what's going on there. Like streaming TV and things clearly shouldn't make much difference, because obviously this is, I suppose TV might, it's got normal TV on in the background anyway, so all that stuff that isn't time critical you would think would get lower priority, so apologies. Yeah, so I mean, I used to have it higher, and YouTube moaned at me and told me to turn it down, so I did, and it didn't affect the quality as far as I can tell, and it's probably not, you guys can't see a huge amount of detail obviously because it's letterboxed, and I don't think you can do much on YouTube with that. If that's a massive problem, I can always just output in 1080, but it will obviously cut off all of this here, so you won't be able to see this bit of the screen. This bit you're not missing much, but certainly, like if you were to sit in the middle, you can see the whole cockpit from there. So just gives you an idea how much extra real estate there is. Anyway, let's start getting prepped for the departure.
We're on the blocks. Could you close our flight plan?
Bravo flight plan close, time 420 later.
We're quite light, but we're not.
See you in a minute.
Doesn't feel as light. So it's all the way down, and Sierra 6 is the second high-speed taxiway on the left. So this is Sierra 4. Oh, in fairness, like these guys are holding there anyway, so I mean, actually, it would be beneficial from the company's perspective to head right down to the end, redo the performance.
Echo Charlie Mike Tylo, just confirm it's touch and go or full stop?
We'd like the full stop, Echo Charlie Mike.
Echo Charlie Mike, thank you. Runway 10 cleared to land. The surface wind 080, correction 090 degrees 13 knots, and take 8 Sierra 2.
Clear land over Kite Sierra 2, Echo Charlie Mike.
Now if he clears him to go, which I don't think he will because he's got somebody minimum approach, Runway 7 Delta, we will hold Sierra 7 due to traffic.
Runway 7 Delta, roger, continue Sierra 7, hold short, runway 10.
Thanks, just trying to help you out right now, Runway 7 Delta. Might not be. But obviously if we then stopped here, we'd end up completely blocking the taxiway, so if you did have anything bigger that needed the full length, then you wouldn't be able to get it down. So these are all the things that, yes, it is a sim, but actually when you've got sort of real stuff going on, it helps with the old captaincy, airmanship, whatever you want to call it. So I'm happy that we're going to be held down here for long enough that we can redo the performance. Let's get the cabin secure anyway. Getting overtaken by cars. Just get the airplane slowed down. Obviously, the FO could do that in reality, but I want to be stopped while I'm doing the performance. So I would have actually taxied down here a bit slower. Save on the brakes, that sort of thing. I know, like I say, I know it doesn't matter in the sim, but it's still all worth thinking about.
Ryanair 8 Charlie Alpha stand 109 left. Request flight officer to Manchester. We have inspection email on board 737-800.
Runway 2 Echo, come back if you can back to your final approach speed.
Yeah, we're trying to slow it down, it's just a bit choppy. Runway 2 Echo, go back.
So brakes on, set. It's going to be 19 something when we go. So performance-wise, full length is 2637. It's a 22k D rate with a 59 select temperature.
Tower Shamrock 137, we have confirmation.
That is going to give us 136.
Standby, break echo in Lima Charlie,
137.
Go around, acknowledge.
And 139.
Echo Charlie, Mike, say left turn heading 36 degrees.
Trim is still the same.
Left turn heading 360 degrees, and we'll do our best to go for 3000 Echo Charlie Mike.
And B2 has
Delta, you
changed.
fully ready?
A firm runway 7 Delta.
Runway 7 Delta, runway 10, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 10, runway 7 Delta.
Runway 2 Echo, come back, traffic information will be a TBM. He's braking on the approach from heading 360 degrees.
We'll keep an eye out for runway 2 Echo, go back.
So we've done the trim and speed checks, done the recall checked, and lining up.
Ryanair 8 Charlie Alpha ready attack.
Just standby 1.
Yeah, like, I don't fly one of these for real, but I do fly in reality, and
Runway 2 Echo, go back, we have the traffic information.
always worth doing.
Continue traffic to the apparent surface wind 09 degrees 13.
Ooh,
Continue approach runway 10
that
right.
looks a bit sketchy.
On runway 10.
Clear takeoff, runway 7 Delta. So 40%.
Expect a late landing clearance, company traffic to the apparent surface wind 09 degrees 13 knots.
And it's 1946. Power.
Contact Dublin 11.1, bye-bye.
Toga.
21-1 Echo Charlie Mike 5.
Time 1947. So of course with two of you, you'd be able to jot all that stuff down a lot quicker. He is going to get late landing clearance. Check. So control column back to neutral at 80. Airspeed is indicating.
137, just stand by 1 landing clearance.
V1,
Head off the
rotate.
throttle. Gently 3 seconds pitch up to about 10 degrees. Dead zone.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Onto the flight directors. So if you're good with the RT, hopefully they will think that you're relatively competent, which is why I think we got that line up and depart, because we were A, ready, B, sounded like we knew what we were doing,
1,000.
so we wouldn't hang about. So 1,000 feet onto the flight directors. L nav, command A. Happy days.
We get a SID for that.
It'll be a non-standard radar heading 180 degrees after departure.
Vector, that's the Birmingham line 0, visual Echo.
So just going to retract some.
Standard apologies for delay. Clear to Boston. It's an anchor 6
Boston.
Block 6610, and your airborne frequency 129.175.
3250 is about when we should expect the acceleration, and they do expect us to go straight over to departure. So accelerating.
S6 departure and
Waiting for V2 plus 20.
10129er.
Accelerating, flap 1.
129175 and it's the anchor 6 echo departure.
129er175 and we'll do the anchor 6.
Passing flap 1, flap up.
Departure, Shamrock 137.
Chalk 137, back to right call. Fully ready?
Approaching flap up, flaps are up.
Call for taxi or push station start.
No lights.
Call
Water break off.
Roger.
Running Charlie up here, clear to Manchester, Ability to echo departure, runway 10, squawk 6672, and your airborne frequency 129.175.
So 4 pumps. Increasing recourse checked. Activity set. Happy days.
Running Charlie up to confirm the departure, Ability to echo.
We're identifying 130 on L progress. Rouge 1087, contact London 126.075, going. 126075, Rouge 1087, Shamrock 74, Golf Romeo, Dublin.
Just messaged.
Romeo with you, information
It's a bit steep. So if we end up in cloud, we'll have to put the anti-ice on.
Identified, Tremendec 300 degrees, maintain flight level 240 and reaching.
And we are going to go to vertical speed.
Shamrock 74 Golf Romeo, reduce speed 230 knots for delays to Dublin.
230 knots for delays, Shamrock 74 Golf Romeo.
Ryanair, Shamrock 24 kilo, speed 250 knots. 250, Shamrock 24 kilo. Save it 84 whiskey, speed 230 knots for delays to Dublin.
1,000 to go.
Double control, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta, passing flight level 082, climbing flight level 90, DEXEN 2 Echo.
Ryanair 7 Delta, identified through direct DEXEN, climb flight level 27, correcting flight level 230.
Direct DEXEN, climb flight level 230, Ryanair 7 Delta. So I'd normally write that down, but could not. The aeroplane should start powering up. So that was worth just levelling off rather than stopping, starting. Still not ideal. He said direct DEXEN, but we're going direct DEXEN now anyway, so there's no point changing that. So you can see the aeroplane is pressurising. Flight level 100, aeroplane has accelerated. So they're doing an approach exam and he got an emergency, so great for us to get away because that would have been another set of delays. So 4 pumps, cruise set but not cleared, cabin is pressurising and the lights can go off. Start turning these down as it gets dark. Doesn't seem like it's bumpy. Alright, maybe it is a little. No, it's fine. Course checked, and we are off and on our way. Busy, 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 that explains it. So I didn't know there was an exam tonight, which is a bit of a shame. We are going into it. Oh, I thought I had that. Tell you why, so for those of you that may or may not be epileptic, apologies. Is that in the general config? No, visual effects. So because this is a new one. Oh, strobe effect in cockpit off. Yet we all saw it.
Identified bank to 1 Romeo for 10 at Dublin. Descend now flight level 150.
Oh dear.
Romeo arrival in Dublin.
Are we going to hit that cloud bank? Anyway, who are we going to talk to next? All about thinking about what's coming next. So this is Dublin rather than Shannon. I think we're going to get given to Unicorn. dummy land approach is on.
2 for kilo, turn right heading 025 degrees. Copy right heading 025 kilo.
Just turn these down a bit, and then what I'll do is I'll pop the dome light on. Just unrealistically, so that you guys can actually see, otherwise it gets a bit dark in here. So that's deceptive, we're not going to go into that kind of bank anytime soon. Unicom 122.8, thanks for the brief service, have a great day and stay safe on 7 Delta.
For whiskey for delays to Dublin, hold at Baba, descend flight 70. Okay, hold at Baba, 70.
So now they're holding everything. London Centre 127.1. And we can have a listen to the Rummy-Atis. Also do 27. Once, twice, 3 times. Your headache, but it is very well modelled, the VHF interference. So 1017 we have got and is set, and that's set before top of climb, and then we will just have to plan the runway. Passing 200, last 10 check. Diff pressure of about 6.4, cabin is climbing gradually 500 a minute and is about 3000. So let's have a think about the arrival. Say ILS at 1.5. So it's Golf Bravo Bravo. I'm going to assume that they're going to get us to the ILS. Chase 2 Delta. Excuse me, because that's the only one from AMPIT. That's going to get us to Chase. We're not going to use Olive because VORs don't appear to be unserviceable. Well, they're never going to be unserviceable in the sim. The approach is ILSDB 1.5. It's Cav OK, so it's definitely 1.23 weather. Chase and then direct in. So ILS 1.5. Now, if I put that in, is that going to give us a hold? So I think if I do that, what is that? DEXEN. That's interesting. Bit of a bug there. Let's not do that. But if I do it, do we get a hold of Chase? Chase, Cedar. Chase 2 Cedar, yeah. So let's. It might be busy. I'm going to pop that in. Oh, hello. Now is that going to settle down? Right, so looks like the whole route has gone squiffy. So, Chase to Charlie Echo 1.5. 2.5. Let's fly the other Chase, pop that in. So that whole route has come back there. That should sort the fuel out. Approach charts and plan for it in a moment, but as you can see our top of descent is not very far away, so I'm not quite convinced how it forecasts such a long en route time.
1,000 to go.
We might have gone through some cloud there. Oops. So we'll get the landing up now. Birmingham. Particularly short runway, as I remember. direct arrival. So, those weird little lights. 47. What the chart says. Set to smart. 147 is what that says. 10.1. 101. What navigate are we going to be using? So for the arrival, we need Honelli 1365. Chase 2 Delta. So 1365 on both. 1365. Just leave that one there. Now we need the bus 6. Quickest way to get there is that way. So that could be about 06. Fine, good. So Homily inbound 50. If we do need to hold is chase. And that's, oh no, that's just the standard hold. There's no distance on it. Looking at that. That's for those 2 speed limit points. So chase 2 Delta 200, might knock it in 500 chase. Oh no, so we are going to get some vectoring around because there's no way that we're going to make it direct into chase there from 90. So, what have we got? Chase 90, good. And I'm going to put that 2000. Mandatory 2.5. No, only outbound. So let's put that above to give us a better profile, just for our own situational awareness. Runway 15 on the fix, it's VMC, so 4 miles, 10 miles for the fix ring, and 30 for additional SA. Just need to figure out how much fuel we think we're going to burn. Did I do that? Oops. Well, that happened. So, have we got anyone to talk to? No. So, all we can do in this situation, because we know that we are going to speak to Birmingham and they are going to be controlling it, we're going to have to try and get in a position that works for them as well as us. Just have a look at the... So it's a 10,000 foot runway. No real high speed exits, to be fair. So Charlie 1 is the sort of best looking exit. So if I have a look on the airport chart there, and we can have a look on the takeoff manuals to get an idea of how far along it is. Parking stands we will need. So I think we get parked up somewhere down there for Ryanair. You can see there from that chart that Charlie's pretty good. And along here, we could do echo, but we can just vacate a little bit quicker at that one. So 33 Charlie 2180. So let's try with flat 30. Way 15. We know the wind is 06011. Temperature is 8. And it's 107. We think we're going to burn 0.4, so 57.4. Let's put that in. So mostly crosswind. 2180, that'll bring us to a complete stop, so I think we can get away with auto brake. We can probably get away with auto brake 1, but it'll probably be easier to go 2 and then just let the aeroplane roll a bit, make sure. So, flap 30, auto brake 2, UF 144. The aeroplane's slowing down already. Brake 2, so let's give ourselves something like 200. So London Centre actually I don't think goes up. Let's have a look. So VATSIM UK sectors you can search for on Google, and the area sectors will be the first hit. Gives you a nice little map. And yes, London centre covers Birmingham, Honolulu, and everything from sort of Knockin. So we can do with London North being online to give us a descent. But no joy. So I'm going to tune them up, ready, and then well, he's busy. Oh, I think everyone at Birmingham has just gone off. Round is 1218. That's just unnecessary. Ground is 118. Oh, great. So we are descending. Where's AMPIT on here? Where is Birmingham? It's good, so got the IS.
Direct L Mustang to Alpha arrival, Fancied 211.
So his airspace starts here. What? Tuna Air? Really? It's different. And good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta. Passing flight level 225, descending flight level 200 for Chase 2 correction, Chase 2 Delta, Birmingham. Descend flight level 90, Ryanair 7 Delta. So, let's out into vent. let's level change, because VNav is going to do that and try and get us level down here, whereas actually he might be trying to get us down direct into Birmingham. I don't know if we could make that. Try it with speed brake, because if we can get to flight level 100 about here, then actually we can go for a straight in. That's just a rough rule of thumb. So even without speed brake we might be alright. So let's try that. Let's get the punters sat down, in case we have to do any dirty dives. And just check the legs page. We've been cleared down to 90. But if we got rid of that, what's that going to do to the profile? It'll show us quite high. So let's see what we can do. So the speed limit point is 25 DME from Honolulu. So we can actually just dirty dive a bit with speed brake. See how we get on. So that's one way to lose height with speed brake. So looks like we're coming up to some cloud. I think this might be a little bit too bright for me. Let me know if you guys can't see anything. But when it's completely dark outside. So this might work out quite well. Like I said, I really have no idea why it was forecasting such a long flight time. You're coming down like a stone. Frame rate's terrible there. So something to do with the weather. 111, 47, 111, the other Honolulu. Ooh, that's not nice. Vector's ILS 15 runner 7 Delta. Probably not going to need to vector us. We need to keep that there, because we've got some nice icing there. So just coming back onto VNav profile. Maybe it won't work out. Let's keep the speed brake on. And I'm a little bit concerned about the ice. Ice in X-plane terrifies me. There's some on the windscreens, but there's none on the wings. As you can see, I've got it up here. So I'm going to whack wing ice off. We'll keep an eye on that. So I think we can start bringing the speed back. We're back on profile. You can see the icing effects around here are quite nice. So let's get back to VNav. Speed brakes up. Managed to dirty dive all that down. Yeah, so you've seen from my hardware it's descend altitude 6,000 feet QNH 1017 Ryanair 7 Delta. Yeah, I wouldn't say mine is a terrible PC, but it's the thing is, even a relatively mediocre PC is not cheap. So even if you wanted mine second hand, they still sort of hold their value now. There's not as much. You can't get as many real bargains in the second hand department. One thing I would say, whilst watching the throttle, because what I don't want it to do is drop below 1240 and then shoot up for it to then have to shoot back down. Sorry, I need to just keep that in check. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Right, idle. All the lights are on. Switch is on. Phone's off. So one thing I haven't done is set the minimums, which is 503. And as you can see here, mist is then just straight ahead 1000, right 166, then 3000. Cool. Let's go some speed breakers, we're going a bit quick. So one thing I would say is X-Plane loves. Good. Well, don't forget they've got the test that you can use, the demo version. One thing I would say is X-Plane loves raw speed, right? So it doesn't matter if your CPU is 6 years old. If it's got a high clock speed, it will run X-Plane well. So my previous processor before this was a 4690K, which I didn't overclock, but that would probably run it better than the i5 8400 that I've got now. And the only reason I sorted the motherboard out was because I wanted to get a quicker hard drive in there. So you might be able to pick up something like that cheaper, and it would run X-Plane very well, but it's not going to run other games as well. This CPU is clearly a lot better for something newer, but for X-Plane it just wants the gigahertz. So even if you had a 10-year-old PC, if it's hitting 4 gig, then it'll run it better than this one will. And obviously pair that with a decent graphics card, happy days. That has been turned off, so I am sorry about that, guys. Yeah, have a look, feel free to send me a message and we can do some digging. If it's just for X-Plane, you don't need anything spectacularly new. You need a lot of RAM, you need a decent graphics card, but you can use old kit. And as long as you've got a basic SSD, it doesn't have to be an M2 like the one I've got. So, heading 130, descend altitude 5,000 feet, Rhino 7 Delta. Oh, right, I don't think we will get away with that. We just need to get the airplane down. So, is that a speed limit point?
1,000 to go.
Hello. So, considering that we're just a little bit under profile, start bringing that back. Let's check the icing again. We're fine because the wind is getting interesting. Let's just start bringing the speed back. Could have done that a bit better, but there we go. So 220 will do us, but you can see we are getting bumped about a bit. Descend altitude 4,000 feet when established, descend with the glide runway 7 Delta. So, let's just start bringing that down at a reasonable rate.
$1,000 to go.
So, India Bravo, India Romeo, tuned 147, correct. Cleared for the approach. Localizer alive. And we descend with the glide once established, but we do need to establish on the localizer first. And then we're looking for flap 1 at 10 miles, which is why that ring is good. So we've Oh, hello. That's interesting. Localizer capture. And once it's within 1 dot, that counts as established. So approach is now armed.
1,000 to go.
And we're good down to 30. Let's start bringing that back to the flap up speed. Where's the aeroplane going? There we go, that turns a little bit late for me.
1,000 to go.
So speed breakout's get that speed bled back, because actually we're going to end up a little bit quick. Run S7 Delta established 15, 10 miles. Clear land runway 15, run S7 Delta, thanks. So everyone at Birmingham's gone home because we took too long to get here. So let's go flap 1. Speed brake up and armed. And the airplane ballooned a little bit there. Could be a little bit of a mess, so you can see it's definitely on the cusp of being a high energy approach. Get a speed brake out just to bring that back. So I'll turn that off.
2,500.
Just going to heat the landing gear bay up. So the wind is interesting, and it's interesting the way that Active Sky models it, because we are just not bringing the speed back, even with flap and speed. And then it'll suddenly come back, and we need to get flap 5 when we're on the glide slope. So let's go. Flap 5, a bit cheeky, using it as a speed brake. But flap 5, full speed brake does bring it back quite well. So oh, that's why I did that, because we were cleared to land, so let's get them out. See, we really are struggling to get the speed back. So speed brake in, speed brake armed. You can see that the overlay's looking pretty good. Maybe a bit unrealistic with some of the street lights. Technically don't need the wipers on, but I'm going to put one because it's one less thing to do. You could of course be IMC at this point. We're down to minimums. So let's go gear down, flap 15 slightly early. Just because the wind is interesting. So it's correcting, but it's still a little unstable. 144. There's the landing flap. Speed brake armed. Brake 2. Landing flap set. Gear down 3. Green start switch is continuous. Clear to land. Vehicles checked and the cabin is secure. No. Come on auto throttle. So VMC stable by 5. Auto throttle disconnect. Let's fly the damn jet.
Approaching 15.
I don't think we're going to get that back, no. Oh no, maybe we will. That was a bit of a mess. So, I'm quite convinced that Active Sky has got this nailed. So that was technically a go-round at that point. As we're above 1,000 feet. Below the stable criteria. A little bit unstable the whole way. We're going to bin that.
Minimums.
You're up. About 15. You're up. that speed back a little, just bring power back a little bit there. Right to 166. Flap 1. Flap up.
1,000 to go.
Just got through that turn there. Not the best go around. Yeah, the wind is just a bit all over the place, to be honest. So let's. I don't want to be doing that. There we go. Command A. And then let's. Whoa! Aeroplane. Ryanair 7 Delta, Mr. Approach, Birmingham. Right heading tree 20 degrees, maintain altitude 3,000 feet, Ryanair 7 Delta. So we might actually start thinking about fuel now because we are low-ish. We were certainly low-ish for the trip. So reserves 2.1, technically 2.2. So I think we can get one more approach out of this. Bad fuel planning on my part. That was just unstable approach, due weather, Ryanair 7 Delta. So, like I say, I'm not convinced the wind would be that bad. There's a lot of turbulence, but hey ho. Maybe it is accurate. Maybe it's just because it's that bit more difficult to feel it. But the way that it spikes that much, it feels like it gusts rather than just varies. So there wouldn't, with a varying wind like that, there wouldn't necessarily be such a strong gust. We can stop these for the time being. And apologise to the packs who might not be going. I can only assume they're coming home to Birmingham. I don't think anyone would choose to go to Birmingham, would they? Apologies if anyone lives in Birmingham, but I've been there once. So, radar pattern is what we're getting, but we do need to put the arrival back in. So you can see, I mean, even the auto throttle is struggling to hold that speed there. So, I think we will add a few knots onto that approach. Let's call it, let's just call it +10. Let's see what the auto throttle does. Right heading, tree 30, Ryanair 7 Delta. What are we doing fuel-wise? Yeah, we can get away with one more. Or maybe we can't. So, the actual minimum. I meant the outside world was very choppy, so 2087, 2.1. 2.1 is our actual minimum. Start having a look at the weather at Manchester. So 08011 gusting 21. No cloud.
Control, Delta 23 Heavy, sending flight level 235.
However, minimum does get us overhead. That gives us 30 minutes of holding fuel. And our final reserve is 1.027. So 1030. So we could do with no, we're not going to get an intercept just yet. So it's the first time I've actually been a bit twitchy about fuel. So, having had a look at the forecast, it was just forecast rain, and there wasn't anything really to worry about there, 06012. Nothing about gusts or anything, so good old X-plane. Right, heading 070 degrees, Ryanair 7 Delta. So that's our intercept. Plus we've got the anti-ice on, which is going to be sapping. Let's go flap 1, seeing as we've lost some of that speed anyway. A little bit slow. Cool, well good luck with that. The demo I think is good to test out the hardware. It's only a little area, but I think it's good to try out. And don't forget, by the end of the month when Vulkan goes live, it will really help. So there we are, coming back to flap 1. Bumble. It's Bombo. So you can see the airplane bouncing around, but everyone's chucking up in the back. No, fine with that. So we start resuming. Now it will come up with using hello. It should have come up with using reserve fuel already. Right, heading 110, descend altitude 2500, cleared ILS 15, Ryanair 7 Delta. So, let's get something realistic there.
1,000 to go.
Don't want a dirty dive. We are getting a bit of a cut of an intercept. Maybe he's watching the stream and he knows we're a little bit low. Yeah, you have got to start somewhere, so all I can say is good luck, and I hope your hardware is up to the task. You can turn everything down, but you just got to sort of make the best of what you've got. So we've been cleared for the approach, and we are not picking it up yet. So we should be picking something up. There we go, 147 India Bravo, India Romeo, happy. To intercept that before we descend. Now outhold is fine. I'm going to set the missed approach altitude. And at this point, 2, 1. Yeah, good luck. So we're at minimum fuel and we're in a pretty precarious position because the localizer is only alive now and we need to descend. Let's get the speed back. Approach armed, glide slope capture. It's going to be a mess again. Through the localizer. Ryanair 7 Delta established, ILS 15 Birmingham Ryanair. Don't know where I was going with that.
Ryanair 7 Delta, runway 15, clear land, servicing 060 degrees, 20 knots.
Clear land, runway 15, Ryanair 7 Delta. So, has it settled down a bit? Because we have to land off this approach or we are going to Manchester. How's that? Okay, auto throttles off. So gear down. Flap 15. Let's not bring that back too far. We're going for 149 anyway. Okay, gear down 3 green, holding on the landing flap. Speed brakes armed, auto brakes set. Start switch is continuous.
1,000.
And we're all manual, so it's all on me. Disconnected. So if we fly this a little bit fast, we've got all the brake too. I'm happy. Landing flaps set. We are cleared to land. So it's not with the crosswind.
Approaching 15.
Certainly felt turbulent. Is it a bit better? I don't know. So increased speed is helping a little bit, but I think it's just settled down. 500 stable. We can afford to just go a little bit slower. So one, we go back on.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Go high again. Let's continue.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Whoop. One wheel first. Less than ideal. A bit high again. Should have technically been a go around, but hey, we made it.
$80 knots.
80 knots. Manual braking. I'm sure where we vacated now. That was not very good. Well, I even have to watch the replay for that. 50 minutes, so actually that was quite accurate. So Charlie 1, that's where we wanted to vacate. You made it. Right, so Delta vacated 15 Birmingham. You see, I don't think I've had an excellent. Have I had an excellent? 128, thanks for the service, great job, Ryanair 7 Delta. 21, decimal 8. There we go, ground, good evening, Ryanair 7 Delta vacated, runway 15 Charlie 1.
Ryanair 7 Delta, good evening. Hold position for now, just currently got some traffic on the taxiway. We'll be back.
Holding Ryanair 7 Delta. So let's get the stopwatch started, we can get the APU on and do single engine if we need to, whilst we get the aeroplane cleaned up. What else is there to do? Systems, done that, need to get those up. Flaps up, reset the trim. Out off, go tick, tick.
Ryanair 2722, request pushback and start.
Ryanair 2722, confirm your stand number, please.
Birmingham Grand stand 51.
Oh, so Ryanair say that touchdown was -184. It was
Roger, Ryanair
less than ideal.
2, push and
Zibo said it was excellent. That was probably my worst landing in quite a while. And technically we probably should have gone to Manchester.
Right, 7 Delta, taxi stand 16 via taxiways Charlie and Whiskey.
Stand 16 via Charlie and Whiskey, thanks Ryanair 7 Delta. So, brakes off. It is left up this one, and 16 is right down the end.
Birmingham ground, zip 303, 303. Can we get an intersection departure from Bravo, please?
Seeing Papa 303, Roger, if you'd like to depart from Bravo, that's fine. So taxi to holding point Bravo via Alpha.
So, certainly in my mind, that approach was, the latter stages was certainly too high. We did have ample runway available. We did touch down within the touchdown zone, but it was left wheel first. I don't think it was the best, but hey, take 5 stars if I get them. So straight ahead, a little bit of a kink along here, yes, and then right down to the end. And on the right, get the APU started as we come onto the pan. Yeah, tell me about that. Yeah, all of my landings have been a good landing in that case, because I don't think I've broken anything. Did have a student land on the taxiway once. It's alright, she's probably not watching. That was a memorable day. It was a grass airfield before anyone gets funny. So it's not like it was a tarmac taxiway.
Contact London Control now, 127.1, goodbye.
That's to 127.1. Thanks very much for your help, zip 303.
So the blast screen is on the chart, and it's modelled here in default, which is pretty good. Turn-offs can come off. So we'll put the APU on the bus. And then how the chuff do we get along here? We've got to follow it. There should be a line. Start turning now because I don't want to take a wing off. That was unhelpful, being able to see that line. Taxi light can come off. Ample clearance. But not enough that I didn't have to check. Of course, no marshaller to help, which is a shame. So, ladies and gents, welcome to a very wet and windy Birmingham. I'm going to stop the airplane there, 'cause I don't trust that. So, we are on stand at 20:42. 1 hour, 10 minutes after leaving Dublin. Almost ended up in Manchester. We've got 2 blues. 2 blues. 1 red. Engine's dead. %, N2. Beacon off. Shocks can come on. Somebody would open up the doors. No gate power. It's interesting. Oh well, I'm not too fussed about that. So, here we are. What I think I do want to try and see is that landing. So let's file the virtual Ryanair PyRep. got 960, 990, and we used 1.23 and 1.24. Go around, we think it was 50-minute flight time and 10 on there, so yeah, that's the closest I've got. Legally, should we have gone around? We were committed to an approach. We still just had, we did just have a minimum. So I'm going to read up on fuel and see just how legal or otherwise that was. But we made it, stand 1-6. So let's see if I can kill a few of these open windows. Moving around, Ryanair 7 Delta shutting down. Thanks very much for the service. Stay safe.
Roger, thanks, Ryanair 7 Delta. You have a good evening too.
Thanks, bye-bye.
70 degrees, climb now.
So let's disconnect from VATSIM. And then let's have a look. Because I don't do this very often, I'm not very good at doing the replay. There we go. So there is the replay. How long have I been talking? Right, so this might not look correct. Here we are flying through the rain. Oh, what was going on there? Right, no. What are we missing? There's the runway lights. Left wheel first, and the door's open. That's not very good. Alright, so that's a pretty rubbish. Oh, there's so much rubbish there. Isn't it funny the way the replay does it? But hey, alright. You can see that was left wheel first, and I didn't think it was particularly good, but hey, that's the that is what we've got. Oh, and now these textures have disappeared. What's going on with that? Replay mode that balks up the scenery as well. Anyway, doesn't matter, but it's just a little bit of fun to see what it look like. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks very much for joining. That was probably an example of how maybe not to do it. The approach was a bit rushed. It started to run out of hands, and I think you can certainly see why. In reality, there's 2 people in the cockpit just to make all of that manageable. So it's a Friday night. I really do appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again. Hopefully you've got some questions, and yeah, thanks for bringing me good luck for a 5-star landing. I'm going to go read up on some fuel planning. So for now, goodbye. I hope to see you again soon, and have a very good evening. Bye bye for now.